Hello, hello. I do not know what I was thinking about giving myself a countdown timer. More sort of urgency. It's probably not ideal, but I'm here with a cup of tea. Whoa, I see lots of comments. Hey, Undertale Telescope. I have to do some translation. Let's see. Although I think you've done some for me. Thank you for that. Let's see. Translate. Whoa. Something strange going on. You don't think you can see my... Let me see if I can fix this. There we go. Okay, I'll have to do a bit of translation, figure out what's going on here. So, sorry, this is going to take forever. Yes, I'm not actually sure, but yes, the starting page is new, everyone. Hey. Sorry, the starting page is new. I was inspired by Hugo, who built some cool stuff. Let's see, Hugo, what's it called? Assets? Twitch assets, that's it. He built some cool stuff there. Do check it out if you are interested. I haven't sort of directly used his code, but I have a little thing that I've just got up. It's not public yet, but because it is extremely early days, but then like you see exactly how fresh it is, and so the idea is it has some stuff like an admin panel that lets me pick when we're going to start, what our issue is going to be, and then we have a couple of panels of starting soon and a be back soon thing. So if I update the config or what we're working on, it changes. I don't know. Hopefully that'll be fun. Yeah, Hugo is doing so much stuff. Today I have actually switched browser for a bit. I'm using Zen. Just to see how that is. And Freb, yes, I hope we'll get some more Shopify features in the Nuxt ecosystem. Honestly, with Nuxt image, we need to get to, Freb is mentioning this PR, which they made, so thank you very much for that. Frederick, sorry. We need to release actually a Nuxt image version 2. So that's one of the things that there's a whole bunch of stuff in that version that we just need to get out there. We also have, I should also probably say, if anyone has any questions about Vercel, I'm more than happy to talk about it. I have also been, Sean, nice to see you. I've also been answering some questions on this Reddit Ask Me Anything. So I may be slightly distracted in the stream. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. This is a long answer I'll have to give. This is quite funny. It's not over. Like, it's still going on, and I guess I could probably answer questions on that while we're on stream. We'll see. Okay, so what I was wanting to do today, though, is focus on some of the migrating core modules to support version 4. And actually, I'm very optimistic about the current state of the version 4 release candidate. So if we check the current ecosystem CI, and this is what's passing and this is what's failing. And some of these things are expected. So bridges are currently failing for version 3 as well, because of I think unenv. Let's see, anyway, bridges are a separate thing. We have some plugins that need to be updated. Basically, Vite version 7 isn't yet working on it. I am going to rerun the bridge tests, because those are a bit flaky, I think. We're not going to focus on that. But we have UI, Histoire, DevTools, and then sitemap, i18n module, and so on. Some of these are unimportant. So Storybook actually is fine. It passes when run locally. The issue is that something that is TS ignored is now not TS ignored. That's because we have beta types, and that's window.__nuxt is working now in the module. So that's in a sense good news. It's not really a problem, but we still have a couple more here. Antoine Zanardi portfolio, it's an individual portfolio, and it's not working just because of the upgrade from Vite to 6 to 7. So they removed an option, and so type checking is failing. Also not something to worry about. But we have a few more. So we have i18n module, we have DevTools. Sitemap is one which I thought I would take a look at. So if you take a look at Nuxt modules sitemap here, we have a failing commit. So it's not actually passing on its own branch. So this is probably not an ecosystem CI failure, but it is something we can probably help fix on the sitemap module itself. So we just need to figure out what the issue is. So if we have our sitemap module, my local clone, I think this is reproducible. Is it frozen for someone else? So weird. My camera is working. Yeah, it's a different source for Twitch. Okay, that's a very weird thing, because very weird. Let's try it again. Okay, it's an issue, I guess, with OBS. I just had to sort of refetch or resync. So you'll have to imagine everything I said, all those crucial and important things. So this is reproducible in the test. So it's looking for an import from Nuxt stubs. Now, an MDC image component. This might be something to do with, let's see what this is. Okay, so we have a Nuxt stubs auto import here for Nuxt image and Nuxt picture. And what am I doing here? Oh, these are some tests I'm working on. Well, we have these. We have these stubs, and actually, it's not a default export. It's a named import. So why would it be trying to import default from that? Now this is being imported not by Nuxt, but by MDC image component. So this is probably coming from Nuxt MDC. So let's see if I can find it. So we're looking for MDC image component, and we're looking for it in node modules, and hopefully that's going to find it for us. It will be probably something in the MDC module, obviously, given this. Nuxt content. Okay, so we have it here. So this is probably the, okay, we're importing our image component, and the image component itself, MDC image component, it's looking for it. Oh, and it's exporting default from that. Now, I was sure I fixed this in the module. I'm pretty sure I've encountered this bug before. So this is Nuxt MDC. Let's see if I can find it. Nuxt modules MDC. It's not a Nuxt module, is it? It's a Nuxt Labs one. Oh, no, it must be a Nuxt module. Let's try this. Okay, Nuxt modules MDC. Last release 0.17.0. Okay, there have been a fair number of Why is it importing the default value? And I'm sure that I've encountered something like this before, but I think it's probably a relatively straightforward fix. Let's see. And it's also probably very straightforward to fix in this branch. And thankfully, I think it's nothing to do with Nuxt. It's just a, let's see, it's an image component. Okay, so we're looking for Nuxt image, and it should be gen. Oh, this is why it's looking for Nuxt dist app. And it should actually include Nuxt nightly dist app, I think is the issue here. So it should be this. Okay. So we'll just, first, we're just going to patch the version of sitemap. So this explains why it's occurring. It's a bug in the MDC module, and we should just be able to fix it in sitemap. So we're going to run pnpm patch nuxt.js MDC. Oh no, it's frozen again. Sorry about that. This is very frustrating. Okay, I've restarted the capture. Ponky, nice to see you. Okay, so we're patching this here. We're going to open a module and have a look for Nuxt dist. Let's say, and not C file path includes. This is very hacky. Like I think it probably shouldn't be doing this anyway, but anyway, cool. So we're going to commit that change. H3 version 2 is going to be out in Nuxt 5. So it gets part of the Nitro update. Okay, so hopefully this is now going to work. This should actually be, oh, that seems fine. Okay. Oh, maybe I have an old version installed, dev prepare. Version 5 is very difficult because it's tied to the Nitro release. And we're going to start to be working on it as soon as we have version 4 out, but realistically, I can't say, so. Oops. So we're going to call this fix MDC, fix hotfix MDC module to support Nuxt. Hey Samuel, nice to see you. So we're going to open up our PR here to sitemap and create that pull request, and then we're going to open MDC and we're going to make this pull request here. Fix. Also check for Nuxt nightly path. And make that change also. Hey, thank you for that. Yeah, it's a real pleasure. It's really nice. Great. Ask for, I had to review it. The nightly versions of Nuxt path may be different depending on package manager. No tricks, yes, it's been a while. Good to see you, and yours, Brocard. Okay, so hopefully this is going to pass. Hopefully that is going to pass. I'm actually just going to see, can I make them a little group? Okay, so those are hopefully, yeah, going to pass. Cool. Now I have to see why sitemap isn't passing locally. I think it's, why is this the case? It's because the module isn't being loaded. Which I think is something to do, Fishy, nice to see you. So which I think is something to do with the dev version not being, so it's given me an error, a warning about, let's see what's happening here. About it being disabled for compatibility reasons, and that's already been changed, so it should be compatible now. Yeah. This is, oh no, it's not green yet. I thought I was just code scanning. Okay, I am going to go have a look at my Ask Me Anything and answer any questions that people have asked while I've been, oh, thankfully there have not been a huge number. So, yeah, I wasn't trying to split the tab, but there's something nice with Firefox. So, I don't know if you've come up, oh, not that one. If you've tried this, if you haven't tried this, then it's very cool. Okay, so this is Firefox, and say I'll open a new tab, which is like pull requests. Okay, you can actually do, oh. You can actually do, it's nice to see you, Derek. Thank you very much. I'm hopefully unfrozen now. And you can actually do this. So you can make little groups. There. So now I have a little tab group, and I can call this something like active work, or whatever. And you can actually collapse it and expand it, which I think is, yeah, pretty cool. So that's something you can do in Firefox. It seems like it's not supported in Zen. Yes, no, I was using Firefox until just a day ago. I thought I would try Zen again. Okay, great. This is all passing, which I would expect. Let's check that this is working. No. Okay, it's not able to find it because it's disabled, I guess. Let me see why. First, sitemap. That's weird. Okay. This is sitemap. So we should have sitemap in the log file. Okay, we basically, I think, want to do this. I think that will probably resolve it. Let's see. Yes, Toast, I'm aware of it. So I do that. You see, I have several already. Okay. Hey, Outslept, thank you. Cannot find module jitty. Let me just clean this up. Okay, more questions. Let's see if I can get any of these questions away. So the release schedule for all that Puya comment on Nitro, but the release schedule for Nuxt is not at all affected. Any delays are solely my own fault. Why did I fully delete my Twitter account? I do log in every now and then to keep it from being destroyed. So it's not fully deleted, but it's not there. Are Vercel telling me what to focus on? No, not at all. So one of the key things for me is that Nuxt has to be independent in order for people to be able to trust it, for example. I think an independent Nuxt is, in Vercel's interest. That's what they want to see. They want to see it flourish. And yeah, so no, they're not telling you what to focus on. Okay, what does it offer us? Right, where are we? On this, it's not passing. Cannot find package Nuxt.js sitemap imported into the fixtures. So fixtures I18n Nuxt config. Oh, it's importing it that way. That's interesting. Okay, let's prepare it again. Ah, crazy. What is this? So yeah, I don't think Vercel own the modern web. I think that they're building a sort of open source garden of projects that are flourishing. Like, that's the idea. Okay, let's see if I can run the test again. And can I turn my mic up? It is within the bounds of possibility. Is it soft for anybody else? Why am I getting this? What's going on here? Do I need to maybe delete old .nuxt folders? Okay, I'm actually going to move it closer to me. That may be a better solution. Hopefully that will be clearer for you. Let's try this once more. Oh. Okay, check in on Blue Sky. Nope. And let's see, can I go any more? Nuxt is independent. It's not being directed by Vercel. So what do you mean into the changes post Vercel? So there should not be like there should not be changes to Nuxt post Vercel, and that Nuxt is still going in the same direction. We still have our same roadmap. Those things are not being affected at all by the fact that Vercel are hiring me and some other core team. Hopefully that'll have a really nice positive effect on us. And will enable stuff like we want to, Sebastian mentioned it in his post, we want to be able, for example, now with a sponsorship from the community to support more people, so more of the core team, for example. So I hope there are a lot of good effects, but I think you'll just have to wait and see. Oh, Nuxt Hub, yeah, I checked with Sebastian. That will come for sure. Okay. We can't import it. Bobby, good to see you. Okay, we can't find. Let's try this. Oh, it's been deleted probably. What if it is test fixtures basic and we're building and pre-rendering it? So let's try Nuxt generate. Let's see if it works. I shouldn't have done this. I just restarted, like just updated OBS before the call, so maybe that's what it is. Tim, nice to see you. Yes, it does mean more financial stability. I can't speak for anybody else, but I think it does. So Tim is referring to this blog post. So if you go to nuxlabs.com, I think Tim is referring to this one. You can see that this is the schedule that is being talked about. It doesn't actually have dates, but I think you can look ahead to this. And yeah, there's a Vercel blog as well. So, not to mention, you can see my comments too on GitHub. This is like the equivalent of the Nuxt blog about it. Whoops. Okay, so that seems fine. Why is this not? Oh, it can't resolve it. Let's see why. Oh, it's because of this. And it's because let's try, that. Let's replace all of these with this.
a very weird issue where it's not importable. And this is probably actually not going to solve it because I can't think what the problem is. Martin, nice to see you. He's still failing. Right, let's see if I can reproduce again with that. Did that fail? Yes, it did. And it couldn't import Jitty. So why is Jitty being imported there at all? Oh. Jitty is probably somehow being imported because of the modules being imported. Let's see. Probably that means that why would it be imported at all? Let's see if I can find that out. Okay, so we're building our basic fixture. We have our Nuxt output, and we should have our server. And I think I need to refresh my caption. Okay, so we have our server, and it shouldn't import Jitty anywhere. Let's see if it does, right? So so we want to grep for Jitty in the build output. So it should basically be in here. And we're particularly interested in the dist folder. So there should be no references to Jitty there. That's right. So why are there references to Jitty in the pre-render? Could there be references to Jitty in the Nuxt nightly release? Nuxt. Dist app. No. There should be references to Jitty in here, but not in the app. What about and there shouldn't anyway be references to in the core, where we have something like the nitro entry point. So why is Jitty being referenced at all? So basically, what's happening, if you're joining us, is that we have this pre-render file here, and it's importing everything that is being used, and in particular, it's importing Jitty, and this somehow is because Rollup thinks it's required from here. Okay, it does. So create Jitty, and it's because it's importing the module. So why are we using the module? Oh, it's because we're using utils. I see. So basically, before we run the test, we have to run the build. So, which is fine. So basically, we're importing utils, and utils is not in the runtime. So we're importing server runtime from something that's not in the server runtime. Okay, so this is now totally understandable, but it's nothing to do with the Nuxt update. It's more to do with CI. So in this case, we have a test, I guess, and we run our test. Oh, but we build first. Okay, well, so what's failing? So hopefully we have already run build. Okay, so there's something else. Let's try this one more time. Okay, so we're going to run build, and then we're going to run. So this was a me problem. This whole thing I should have checked beforehand. Right, where am I on Ask Me Anything? Halfway through replying to things. Cool. I do think there are some incredible people in the Vercel team, and I very much hope to learn as much as I can. You're absolutely right that time and stability are key. But I would also add that the Vercel means our sponsorships of Nuxt can go further and support more contributors. Freeze. There we go. Okay, so I think I've replied to all of these. Have I replied to that one? Yeah, that was the one I just did. So I will mark those as red and return to sitemap, which is failing. So I think that's fine, because that is probably just a case of that's where we need to fix the, okay, so let's just sitemap, workspace. There we go. And just need to add that, I think, as a dev dependency. Let's try that. I need like a big flashing light to tell me when stuff breaks, like when it freezes. But I guess we should just make sure it doesn't freeze. Probably it will fix if I restart OBS or something, but that is not a straightforward thing. Okay, stuff is running now. So this is good. So stuff is passing now without that mismatch is a unrelated issue, I think. Yeah, me too. Someone else asking me about getting a key for Nuxt UI Pro to work on Nuxt.com. So yeah, well, I'm sure we can keep on pushing and suggesting. So I think I'm just going to push that up because this is looking good. That one test is probably something else that needs to be looked at, but cool. Okay, this is looking good. I'm still expecting a single failure. Oh, I don't have to, did I have to run pnpm install tool? No, it's fine. Thank you for the freeze notification. Why would that happen? I have not used effect or tried it. So maybe something to do later on. Ah! Oh, that's weird. Let me just see if we have any package.json. No. That's weird. Why would that not work? Okay, which one is this? This is fixtures i18n. Oh wait, what's it complaining about? Is it complaining about? Yeah, it is that. weird thing is it has this error only for that one, but not for anything else. So, and that's also not what I found locally. So if I run, oh, that's interesting. That might be a different thing. So this is looking at here, dot history. No, not that, come on. Well, that's weird. Oh, well, that may be a bug in Nuxt. So we have, let's see. This, I guess, this is interesting. So scroll behavior really shouldn't ever be called on the server. So why is scroll behavior being called on the server? Okay, what's calling it? View router is calling scroll behavior. Why is view router calling it? Why is view router calling handle scroll? I mean, we can probably fix it, but that is a very weird thing. So okay, let's switch across back to Nuxt. I have so many windows open. So I don't think this is a new thing, right? If I check out 3.x, this is there. So this shouldn't be a new thing at all. Oh wait, import meta.client and scroll. So we actually do. No. Oh no, we previously checked it up there as well. So let me just check that. 3.x. No. So it's not a change. It's not a new thing. But we have to figure out maybe why. Hey, Addition, nice to see you. Why that's being called. Also, I have some weird. Oh, this is node. No, that's Nuxt. Okay, sitemap. Wait. It's very weird. I'm guessing this might be something to do with the Vite 7 update. Okay, there's some more stuff here. Why is this? That's showing the same bug as before with regard to Nuxt image, but we fixed it, right? Nuxt nightly dist app. Is there anything else in? Is it possible that there's some caching here? That's the only thing that I'm thinking about, because both of these issues we did solve. let me confirm that it is coming from this commit. It is. Okay. Oh, content version 3. I wonder if there's a different... That's very strange. Because there should be no other version of... Well, let's see. Is there any other version of Nuxt.js MDC? No. It should just be that one. And we've patched it. So this shouldn't happen. And it doesn't happen locally. So I'm only thinking there has to be some kind of cache. Alvaro, nice to see you. How was the day after? Yeah. Good. I think there are obviously lots and lots of messages from people. People want to know how things are going, what's going to happen, and so mainly I'm juggling those, and hopefully managing to get back to people who want to who have questions. So if I've not gotten back to anyone or anyone's question, then that's something we have to figure out. But otherwise, I am yeah, I'm happy. Just want things to move forward, and yeah. Okay, what is next? Exactly. Yeah, no, thank you for pitching in on some of those Reddit threads as well. I think it's interesting to see how people react differently. So I obviously haven't been on Twitter to see what's happening there, but I have been on Blue Sky, and so people have had lots of pros and cons. Generally very positive. The future, my GitHub discussion was, I think by and large, positive, although people have also had questions. Reddit, though, had some extremely negative stuff, like directed mostly at Vercel, and I think some really unfair stuff as well. But I don't take it badly. I think people have worries, and it makes sense. If I were not on the Nuxt team and I saw something like this happen, I would have a lot of questions too, and I would. So I think it's really important that people can ask those and hopefully be reassured by the answers that we have. There are. I think there's a lot of reassurance that can be offered. So I have no idea where this thing. This is really strange. Okay, I want to see what's going on with our cache here. I bet you it's some cache related thing. That's my guessed best. Thank you. Nightus. Yeah, that's the aim, that's the idea. I understand why people are worried. So I think quite apart from the fact that there's like anything to do with Vercel, for example, anytime, I would say in general, anytime money is involved in open source, it raises questions. Even if that money is even just, so I mean, for example, someone contributes to an open source project and someone then sponsors them for it. Now imagine the other contributors who aren't being sponsored. They could easily think, am I not valued? And it can add a really bad feeling in the project, even though someone was solely intending it in a positive way. And I think a lot of things can be like that. Money can complicate things that are not complicated, that things that are simple and positive. And so I think it's really important to get it right. And in this case, the way that it's being done, which is some core team members are being hired, I think is a very straightforward one. It's straightforward, so it's clear what's happening. Nuxt is a community project anyway, so we're dependent on the community for our direction, for ideas, for contribution. So we have accountability. We have accountability that is external to us. We also have accountability within the team, in that we have core team members who are not employed by Vercel. And I hope that everyone involved is going to keep us all accountable, because it's not a project that is just top down. That's not how we work. So as far as I'm concerned, so I wasn't employed by Nuxt Labs, although that's not really an answer to the question. So there are a number of things that happened at the same time, right? So there was the acquisition of Nuxt Labs, and that is absolutely Sebastian, quite rightly. And then there's also the question about hiring the Nuxt team, those of us who are on the Nuxt team. And that is a matter for each of them individually. And in my case, I had to answer the question of whether I personally would like to be part of this group working at Vercel. And I obviously had things that were really important to me. So things like the independence of Nuxt, things that are also important to other people like Sebastian. But that was a essential thing for me to make sure that that was assured before I would be on board. So where was I in the decision? I think everyone on the core team is individually making a decision on this. As far as Nuxt Labs, that's not me. Yeah, it would be a massive red flag if the license changed. Like, you really don't need to worry about it. Yes, exactly. It is. That was probably well, I mean, I think knowing how things work on the team, like seeing how the hello Vizero. It's like seeing how things are in the open source team makes a huge difference, like in terms of giving confidence, because I think it's how we build trust is people's track record. So that there's a lot of things like track record and other things too. Do I have a Vercel t-shirt? Actually, I already have a Vercel t-shirt. I also already have a Vercel water bottle. Behold, it's glorious. I think you can see from how battered it is how much I use it. It's my favorite gym bottle. This is still failing. Yeah, yeah, Hugo. I'm confident there's going to be Vercel t-shirts for all. But what I'm more interested in, there are currently Vercel Next.js shirts, but are there going to be Vercel Nuxt shirts? I think that's the main question, right? Let's just disable the build cache. Okay, so we'll undo that, and then we will say, see you later, Alvaro. Okay, so the thing that's happening here is that we have this cache, and I think we need to clear it. So my priority is, so my role is to do what I'm doing with Nuxt. So if anything, it's clearer. So yeah, I don't have other priorities. Okay, so what is going on here, and how can I solve this? So we have, I think it must be a cache thing. Yeah, so like we already have like turbo repo. We already have like a turbo repo setup, because I've always been concerned to make sure that Nuxt plays well with everything. NX, turbo repo. Vercel isn't setting an agenda to say that we have to work with turbo repo. That's not happening. But at the same time, I've always had a desire to make sure Nuxt work well for everyone. So what will be, I think, tricky is if people start reading an agenda into things that don't have an agenda. So for example, we have an open issue on Nitro, which I'm pretty sure I created, for SKU protection on Vercel. That's something I would love to have. I created it over a year ago. And I'm sure you'll see development on that, but not because Vercel are hiring us, but because we want to have that in Nitro, for example. Okay. We want to run a global setup task, I think. So we'll have a global setup, and that seems like a reasonable location. And let's see, we have to export a setup function, I think. Then for const project of wait, read async function. We are in test ETE, so we up to test, and we're going into fixtures. Great. So file URL to path. Fixtures to we are going to clear it. So await FSP, remove join fixtures to project, node modules cache. See if this works. Recursive, true, force true. And then we'll import that from path. I'm so sorry. My OBS is absolutely doing me dirty here. Okay. Still have this weird history issue. Yeah, so it looks like it's working fine. Try cleaning cache directory first. Let's see what happens now. Okay, let's see where we are on my Ask Me Anything. Oh, that's a good question. Sponsorships will be open on and where the money goes. Open collective. And I'm very much looking forward to being able to support more of the core team. Now that Vercel has hired 4 of us. Cool. Yes. Good morning, Gabriel. Good morning, Harry. Yes. So yes, Vercel has acquired Nuxt Labs. If you are waking up to that, today I'm trying Zen, but yes, I'm normally on Firefox. Let's see. Come on, people. I want this to work. I want this to work. Come on. Do not do me wrong. When did it fail before? That's what I want to, that's one of the things I want to know. How far down the list did it go? So we failed just after we generate. So pages only locales video. Just here. Let's see if it fails now. It would be so annoying if it did. It does. I hate this so much. Okay, let's try this one more time. So it can't be this. Let's fully remove that, node modules, all node modules, everything. We're just going to run what the test does in GitHub, and if this works, fails, I'll also use maybe ACT or something like that. So we're going to run build. Vercel hired me. Yes, Vercel hired me. Daniel Crow. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so install our dependencies, and then we're going to run build, and then we're going to run test. See what happens. Aha! Climber. Do I visualize? I'm terrible at that, actually. I go up and I try, and then I drop off and I figure out what I'm doing wrong and I try it again. So yeah, I'm not tremendous at that. This is working. Right. Oh no, we haven't gotten down to generate. Generate is the bit where, yeah, Nuxt 4 is working with Tailwind 4. I think. I'm not aware of any issues. Thank you, Rigora. That's very kind. Very weird. Okay, we're gonna try this with AC. So there's one failure and it's just a mismatch here. Which feels very, very fine. Like that's fine. And I think the mismatch is actually located to this with this problem. No idea why scroll behavior is being called. And I'm not really sure why. My monitor size is 32 inches. What am I going to do? I'm going to distract myself by checking if anyone else has commented or asked a question. Ah. This is crazy. Okay, so Hey, Carlos. Good to see you. I'm totally befuddled by this. Totally befuddled. Yes. Sorry about that. Okay, I'll tell you what would test the cache thing. I'm going to run ecosystem CI against it. No, that's not going to work. If I run it locally, I'll just have the same issue. It's crazy because this is the issue here is what system OS is it? Ubuntu. The issues are running this test. There are a couple of issues. This issue here is caused by a bug in the Nuxt MDC module, which I fixed by patching it here. So we actually patch the module and we test not just for Nuxt dist app, but also Nuxt nightly dist app. Now you see that this is, and if we detect that, then we don't export a default from it. But you can see that we are still exporting from this path, which has Nuxt nightly dist app. And so that suggests that it's not being patched, or what I feel is more likely, that we have a cache issue, that basically we are somehow installing cached versions, or that somehow it's not being, it doesn't sound like it, it's like cache not found. But basically this is what I would expect to see if the install doesn't work. But when I install locally, it does. It resolves this issue. So it's a very peculiar thing to me. It reads like it's just not happening. Oops. Yeah, I love it. Let's merge in case it somehow works. I love it. Software development, right? It's madness. Okay, let's try rerunning the ecosystem CI and see what happens there. But I have no idea what's going on. Like, it's a very weird thing. I wouldn't be surprised if there is caching at fault. Like I feel in my bones that caching is involved. But yeah, I love the. I don't think it's actually anything to do. I think it's because Harlan is using a nightly version of Nuxt, and because there's an Nuxt MDC module is checking for a hard-coded Nuxt string, not Nuxt nightly. So I think that's why. But because none of this is actually about Nuxt, this is I would like to see ecosystem CI green, and it might be that there's some other issue that will be uncovered after we solve this one. So we'll see. So ecosystem CI is rerunning this. Cool. Okay, what's going on here? Nothing. Okay, what next? I think we're going to move on from this one anyway. I want to check this one. This is a super weird one. So this probably is a regression, but I'm not sure if it's I think it's probably a Vite related issue, but I'll show you. So this is in DevTools. It looks like a plugin is running twice and inserting some code twice. So I'll open ecosystem CI locally. This is probably the best way to solve this. And I'm going to run DevTools, run ecosystem CI on DevTools to test it. I'm sorry, I really am keeping you on your toes, aren't I? With randomly freezing. Okay, this is working this time. Mysteriously. That's so weird. That is so weird. So it must be a cache related issue somehow. I mean, I'm glad to see it working. But at the same time, whoa. Crazy. Okay, it worked fine. Okay, this is great. This is great. No, there are no release notes, Robin. No, there aren't. Sorry about that. I'm planning to include it all in the in 3.26. But there are a lot of things that are included in it. We could actually draft a release if you wanted. Yeah, lots of stuff. Actually, why not? Okay, we'll just do that very quickly just so people have something to see. Okay. What was it? .25.1. Okay. Whoops. I hate this bit of changelog so much. Okay. There we go. Oh, it froze again. The font is probably JetBrains Mono. Okay, so there we go. We have got 3 releases that will hopefully autofix bot. Interesting. 3 releases that will hopefully explain to people what has changed between those. Cool. So yeah, I think it's JetBrains Mono. I can confirm that. Yeah, JetBrains Mono. I think it's true for VS Code as well. It's a bit weird. What is it? Oh, interesting. I think it should be JetBrains Mono. Okay. Right. So, what are we even doing? I need to merge that by Hugo. That would be cool. Ecosystem CI passed. Hey, we got a result. So next we are on DevTools. Back to DevTools. So back to Ecosystem CI, I think, which is running the DevTools test. And so now we can just parachute into the DevTools environment. And confirm, yeah, it's the build failed. So I think it was this that failed. And specifically, thank you, Riyad, that's really nice. I think it's the Nuxt generate client thing which is failing. So if we go into build client, it's this. So cd client, packages, DevTools client. We run Nuxt generate. Oh. Okay. Okay, so what we have here is this build failure. So something is adding this. So I'm just going to try and find it. Okay, so we have this, maybe. Oh, no. We actually want a little bit more specific. Okay, it's coming from unplugin view markdown, which has seems to ship its source files and test files, which might be something to have a look at. But we have this const markdown, const front matter. Oh, can you hear it? Yeah, you probably can. I can't actually hear it because I think I've got it, it's silenced. So I'll just turn that off. Hopefully you won't hear it again. But yeah, I do get Discord messages. Okay, so we have this. And what we're going to do is do console trace that. Let's try running this one more time. And we should get a couple of logs this time. Good thing I don't have any, anything else playing in the background. Okay, so we have, I see some logs happening. So that. And that. Same file running twice. And which is both happening in the client build. Okay, so basically the plugin is processing the same file twice. Is that because we have two versions of the plugin? Maybe. So what do we do with our script lines? Okay, so we're returning this. So we call create markdown somewhere. And we're adding this unplugin view markdown. Let's see where we use it in the project here. Okay, we're adding markdown. And we're adding a single markdown instance to our plugins. And which is interesting. So let's just try this a bit differently. We'll say add vite plugin. So we shouldn't need to register it. So we're going to instead register a plugin creation script like that. So that should maybe, well, let's see what happens now. Okay, failed again, as we expected. We have 2 logs one more time. So let me just compare the 2 of them. To see whether there are any differences here. So they're identical even. So I'm guessing somehow we might have 2 versions of this plugin that get added in. What happens if we add a single instance of the plugin? Yeah, it's just the same. Okay, so that doesn't make a difference. Let's try adding some logging. So Nuxt options, Nuxt hooks, hook vt, config resolved, and we're going to call config.plugins. Oh, I bet you it's an environment thing. Anyway, we're going to go back into our Markdown plugin. So we have our transform, handle hot update, creating it. Well, let me just make sure that this isn't running more than once, right? Okay, so let's say let plugin equals 1. And we're actually going to keep track of the number of plugins that are injected. So we're going to return this plugin, but we're first going to increment it. And then we're actually going to say, what's the log added Markdown plugin. Okay, so it's running twice, but it's actually the same plugin. So it is only being added once. Okay, so that's good. Sorry, people. Okay, so it's the same plugin, but it's being, the Markdown at setup is being called twice. So where do we call it? So we have this. Wait a second. So we're calling create Markdown twice, which you would think feels, no. The setup is being called twice. But this should only be called once. Oh, let's try this. I wonder if it's something like different versions of unplugin or different versions of Vite. So what about Vite? How many versions of Vite are there? There's just one. Is unplug in a dependency here? No. Do I usually work with music? Often I do, although at the moment I'm in trouble because I have my earbuds, I've lost the charging case for them, so I'm without music. But yeah, I need to somehow see if I can buy a charging case. But I have them here, they're sort of dead. But yeah, I do normally work with music, and it is nice to have something to listen to. I'm so confused. So for whatever reason, the this is being called twice. We end up with 2 plugins, I think. I think we must have 2 plugins in here somehow. And I wonder if it's an unplugin issue. So does unplugin version 1 support Vite? What if I bump unplugin? So we'll just try this. Resolutions. What's going on here? Resolutions, we're going to say unplugin latest. So yes, I was getting the stack trace. So if you run that command, you'll see that I run console trace, which gives us the stack trace of where it's happening. So you can see here and here that we have a little trace. Actually, these are identical, and I think it's because it's just running side by side. Bumping unplugin does not change anything. The plugin here running markdown plugin. There, let's try that. I'm expecting this to be called twice. It should be called for the server and the client. Well, that's weird. Okay. I think I must know what's going on, and I think it is a bug in Nuxt, in the probably the Vite plugin updates that I was doing. So what we probably actually want to do at this point is fire up Nuxt again. And so this is to do with the preliminary environment API that we adopted. And so this would be a good fix. It was frozen. I watched you and I unfrozen. So, right. So here's what's happening in Nuxt. We have our Vite client, and when we build the client, we do build the client config, but we have environments, I think. Come on. Do we not yet have environments? So where is it? We have here. We should have SSR. Oh no, I haven't merged that bit. But what about apply to environment? Because we are calling that. we have a client environment. I know I did this. What I don't know is why I'm not finding it. I'm probably just not looking for the right thing. I'm confused. I'm very confused. As in, I thought I had done more than this. I thought I had a client environment because we are doing apply to environment. Or are you telling me we're not doing this? So, okay, let me just check this. So this should happen in development mode. Or maybe client is already a name of an environment. Maybe it's built in somehow. Oops. Oh, this won't work. Dev, I guess. Maybe it's just not running. Yeah, no, it is. It is okay. It's built in. It's an environment that already exists, I guess. So I probably didn't have to configure it for that reason. So my guess is that it's something to do with that. Okay, back to DevTools. So, well, I'm going to distract myself. Anything else I need to answer here? This person has asked a lot of questions. I don't know if you're here in the stream. Right. Oh, actually, we're about to have a Nuxt office hours. So I'm probably going to very quickly duck out. No, it was not Reddit. It wasn't my frozen. So I'm going to duck out. This is something I'm going to have to come back to and figure out what is going on with this. But we will have a Nuxt office hours in about 20 minutes. On Discord. If anyone wants to join, you're welcome to come and say hi and ask any questions that you like. I think we can guess what some of those questions are going to be, but that will be a lot of fun. Anyway, I will see you later, if I see you later. And in the meantime, let me see if there's anything I can do to maybe raid somebody else, if that's something that anyone wants to get on board with. So who else is live? Come on, open. Who is my? I'm not even logged in for some reason. Go in. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, who do we have? we have Tej, the Primogen, and Nikki, and only just starting. So let's definitely go and raid Nikki, or Nick. Dual streaming would be a lot of fun. I have some people I really want to invite on stream and actually do something together. But right now, we'll just go and raid Nick. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. It has been so much fun as always to hang out with you and hopefully solve some problems. And yeah, talk to you later.